down over the line. Talipus going into the corner after it, covering up there also as Christoph. He cleared it out in front. Lafleur tracks it down against the boards. Lafleur, number 10 for Canada, rattles it off the boards. Gretzky tipped it out to center ice. Dion, but he couldn't get loose. Just couldn't get his stick to the puck. Now Gretzky over the line. His shot right off the chest protector of Esposito. Dion in behind the net. Dion's got the puck. Dion trying to force it out in front of Bossy. Bossy took a whack at it, but he fanned on it. Coming right back out to center ice is done. To the far side. Over the line is Talipus. Talipus getting it in front for Broughton. The shot, good save. Loose puck. It's loose in the crease. And down goes Mike Liut, and he hangs on.
Well, perhaps the closest outside of hitting the crossbar that Team USA has come. Neil Broughton just keeping that puck in at the top of the slot. Just whistles that puck, and he has a good low shot. Mike Liut having to make one of his top saves. Broughton just at the top of the circle. Puts that puck in low, and the rebound comes across. And it's almost scooped underneath the sprawling Mike Liut, but the defense, Denny Potvin just beside, is able to help out, come back late. There you see Mike Liut's pad just killing the puck for the faceoffs.
Hartsburg with the puck. Number 4 being checked. There's a quick shot. Another alert save by Liut. That one taken by Christian. Now Canada on the march as Bourque carries it out over center ice, hits the line. Bourque with the wrist shot, and it's wide of the net. Trottier behind the net, out in front, Gillies, and he shot it on the short side. Esposito was there. Miller at center ice. Miller hits the line. Trottier's there, hammers it off the boards at center ice. Mark Howe clears it in. Talipus, or at least Christian, coming out of the zone, was trapped and ice, and Langway crossing center ice, shoots it in. Beck is back there. Beck behind the net, one-handing it, using that strength of his, tried to get loose, but was unable to. Overskating it is Linsman. Now he backhands it into the corner. Gare clearing it right out into the slot. Eaves intercepted that, but they double team him, and here comes Gare with Linsman. Linsman gets the pass over the line. Linsman trying to stick handle. He gave one too many moves there, and it was taken away. It's cleared down by Mark Johnson into Team Canada territory. That's Liut out of his net. Middleton's there. Middleton is upended. There'll be a penalty. The penalty will be handed out to Warren Miller for upending Rick Middleton. So Canada will have a manpower advantage. Canada Cup 81 continues in a moment.
51 seconds.
Warren Miller of the Hartford Whalers off for holding. Puck is cleared into the Team Canada zone. There's Gretzky. Gretzky behind his net. Trying to get to Gretzky early if they can. Fail there as Potvin takes it out to center ice. Now cleared over for Middleton. Middleton having trouble with Lafleur, is jumping right in on that puck. Out to the blue line. Cleared over to Potvin. Potvin taking it off the boards, feeds it in for Gretzky. He turns, rolls it into the slot. There's nobody there, and it's cleared down the ice by Tom Younghans. Younghans, the penalty killer for Team USA. Behind his own net. Marcel Dion off the boards for Middleton. Middleton backing out of his own zone, clears it rink wide. Potvin. Potvin over the line. Lafleur got it offside, bringing it back in with players dropped. And Canada's power play in this game has not really looked that good.
Well, really, Wayne Gretzky, who's a key, obviously, to the power play, he's playing a little bit sore with his arm. He's not taking the face-offs. Fortunately, Dion and so on has been on the line with him, or Guy Lafleur has been taking the draw, trying to win it. He's been out there to handle the puck and try and set things up the way he normally would do.
Well, they'll put Gretzky on the point now, at least for the purpose of the draw. Bossy going over to get another stick. So it'll be Dion taking the draw with Lafleur and Bossy. There's some firepower when you add Gretzky and Potvin to your point. Dave Christian. Over the line comes Bossy. He has 2 goals in this game. Bossy fires it into the corner. Langway's there. He flips it out past Potvin, who is in deep, all the way down to the Team Canada line. And Christian knocked off his pins as the loose puck. Save is made not only by Gretzky but Potvin. Gretzky made the deflection, and then the loose puck is picked up by Gretzky and out to center ice for Bossy to Lafleur. Lafleur, Bossy to the side of the net. He's behind the net now. Bossy getting set. There's the shot. Blocked by the defense and chipped out to center ice once again, and Marcel Dion will go back in. Wow, a close call for Team Canada with Liut way out of the net. Ahead now. At center ice for Bossy from Gillies. Bossy has trouble. Now it's Eaves all alone over the line. Eaves shoots. Great save by Liut. Now cleared in front again. Here comes Morrow. His shot right on the rebound, and that hopped off the stick. All of this while Canada has the manpower advantage. Puck is cleared off a leg. USA doing a great job here, not only killing off the penalty, but going on the offense. Out at center ice for Trottier. Trottier to the line to Bossy. Bossy winds up. The shot is blocked. It's golfed out over the line off the skate of Bourque. Bourque over to the far side for Robinson. Robinson over for Trottier. Trottier in against the boards. Trottier. Duguay moving in. Now it's cleared down the ice. The penalty is over. Liut blocks it at the goal mouth, leaves it for Robinson. Bourque has the puck. Bourque behind his net. Cuts dangerously in front, feeds it off the boards. Gainey at center ice, overskates it. Gainey drops it back for Bourque, who's on the march. Over the line comes Bourque. Duguay trailing on the play. Now he goes back to the point position as Bourque is in deep, clears it over off the stick of Engblom. He keeps it in. Behind the net. Scoring is right there. Mark Howe into the corner. A head intended for Broughton. It's out at center ice. Engblom. Beck off the boards. Howe for the United States. Engblom overskated it. Over the line comes Kristoff, and the puck is deflected up into the crowd, and it's called for a face-off with 4:06 remaining in the second period. Canada Cup 81 continues in a moment. Well, the man in the mask is Mike Liut, and he has been tested here in the second period. Canada just unable to organize its power play. Engblom off the skate of Middleton. At center ice, Reed Larson. It's taken by Johnson, number 9 for the U.S. Middleton, backhand pass Gare. Gare against the boards, flips it in. Back deep in his own zone, number 28 is Reed Larson of the Detroit Red Wings. Off the boards, Engblom moves in. It gets by him out to center ice. Eaves gets it, Linsman, Gare. Checked away from him by Johnson. Beck in his own zone, rink wide Engblom. Engblom flipping it out over center ice. Gare breaks in after it, but beating him to the puck is Richie Dunn. It's out at center ice for Linsman to Beck. Beck. Engblom on this side. To Beck. Beck to Middleton. Off his stick, but down into the USA zone. Langway cuts across ice. He's got it, carries it behind the net. McClanahan gets that pass. He's checked by Engblom. Middleton to Gare. Gare getting it into the corner for Linsman. Out in front, intended for Middleton, and Langway got his stick in front of that and bounced it out to center ice. Down over the line now, Christian. Breaking around the defense is Gorance. Gorance behind the net. Defense right on top of him as Hartsburg covers up. Linsman's there. Linsman pins it in along with Hartsburg and Gorance, but it's poked free. In against the boards, McClanahan. Hartsburg gets the puck. Ahead for Dion. Dion at center ice, a rink-wide pass, and breaking on the left wing was Gretzky, but he couldn't reach it as the defense stood up there at the blue line and intercepted. Langway, Morrow off a stick at center ice. It bounces against the boards and down into the Team Canada zone for Hartsburg. Hartsburg ahead at center ice. Dion, Broughton, Howe. Now turning is Talafas. To this side, Langevin. Howe out for Talafas. He's played well for the United States as Talafas is over the line. Gets the shot away. It's gloved by Liut. He holds on for the faceoff. 2:04 left in the second period. Canada Cup 81 continues in a moment. There's Mark Howe, one of only 3 players in the Team USA lineup not to come out of the U.S. college system. The 3 are Howe, of course, with the Toronto Marlboros, Richie Dunn from Windsor, and Mike O'Connell from the Kingston Juniors. Here's Robinson behind the net. He's checked on the boards for Gillies. Gillies out at center ice is knocked down by Langevin. Moving up is Potvin. At center ice for Gillies, but he can't knock it down and control it. Robinson will try. Clears it over the line. Bossy against the boards. It's cleared back out to center ice. Kristoff at center ice. Out down over the line, but Robinson had him lined up and he lost the puck. Potvin. Trottier at center ice. Trottier goes down under the checking. And Howe's got it. Back into the USA zone. Langevin to Howe. Howe at center ice. Straight ahead, and it goes right by everybody, but the last person to touch it was a member of Team Canada, so there'll be no icing as Robinson with Liut out of his own net. Cleared it right in front. A little fortunate on that. Now Liut off the boards And down on the play goes Eaves. There's going to be a penalty to Mike Bossy with 1 minute remaining in the period. Well, Canada will be killing a penalty. Bossy for tripping at the 19-minute mark. 1 minute left in the period. They'll redo that face-off.
Number 22, Mike Bossy, 2 minutes for tripping at 19 minutes.
Mike Liut, he's been under pressure in this period. Shots on goal in the period, a little more to the United States' favor from the first period as Langevin knocks down the puck at center ice. Dunn to Eaves, to Langevin. Langevin just outside his line at center ice now. Here comes the USA. Langway hits the line, but it's called on the offside.
One of the things we've seen more in this hockey game, you know, when two North American teams are playing one another, the play has been around the boards coming out of their own zone. This is typical of North American play in the National Hockey League. The play around the boards is very important. In European play with a bigger ice, they use more of the center of the ice. Not only that, there's been more dumping it in. Haven't been carrying it over the blue line as per the National Hockey League.
Dunn out down in his own zone behind his own net. Richie Dunn of the Buffalo Sabres leading the rush at center ice. Here's Johnson. Mark Johnson to the line now, feeds it off to the side of Christoph. There's a shot. Eaves scores! Eaves! A power play goal with 26 seconds remaining in the period. And it was the kind of a period where you could almost smell something like this coming.
While moving across the blue line, just stopping, feeding to Mike Eaves on his backhand, going around, protecting the puck with his leg, just brings it to the forehand and tucks it behind Mike Liut. You see him with on the backhand, protecting that puck from the defender, trying to get at it. That's one of the advantages of playing your wrong side, because when you break in from your wrong side, you can get your body in front of it. Even though you're not on your forehand for the shot, you can protect the puck from that defenseman.
Richie Dunn at 19 minutes.
So a power play goal. Puck is inside the blue line. That'll be Eaves from Johnson and Dunn. 1934. Shot inside the blue line. Bossy shooting it in. Behind the net. Bossy's after it. It's chipped up in against the glass and cleared out to center ice. 5 seconds remaining in the period. Neil Broughton checking on Potvin. He swings away from it. And the period is over. The shots on goal in the period. The United States 9, Canada 7. Canada leads the hockey game by a score of 3-1. We'll be back with the second intermission in just a moment.
Well, the second period is over here at the Montreal.
There's Tony Esposito, who, of course, looms so large in a game like this. Goaltending is your key. Esposito let in what you have to term a soft goal to start the hockey game, but the United States is still in it. Canada leading 3-1. The shots on goal in that second period, a contrast to the first period when Canada outshot the United States by a 10-2 margin. 9-7 favor the United States, and Canada appeared to stop skating in that second period, and you can't do that in a sudden death game. It'll be interesting to see how this period starts. Can Canada get back some momentum? They had it just a little too easy in the first period. And a late goal in that period by Eaves from Johnson and Dunn on the power play in 1934. Now Canada will try to regain it a bit as play is underway. Trottier gets it back again. Robinson at the blue line, feeds it deep into his own zone, straight ahead. Trottier with Bossy and Gillies. It's cleared in. Gillies going in deep along with Talafus. They bump against the boards. Backhanded into the corner. Morrow clears it down the ice. That'll go right to Mike Liut. He'll leave it for Robinson. Robinson behind his own net, clears it into the corner. Potvin to Robinson. Robinson with Broughton checking, and it's Potvin fighting off Broughton as he comes out to center ice. A pass intended for Trottier. Rattled off the boards by Langway, and Robinson's got it again, and the United States pinning Canada back inside its own zone. Now Robinson fights his way to center ice. Robinson clearing it over the line. Team Canada on the change as Gretzky comes off the bench along with Lafleur and Zion. Puck is cleared back into the USA zone. Gretzky touches it, and it's called for the face-off. Mike Bossy in this game has scored 2 goals, 2 of the 3 Canada goals. He has 8 goals in 6 games now. The most goals in the 1976 Canada Cup was 5. That was a total scored by several players, including Team Canada's leader, Bobby Hull. That was 5 goals in 7 games. So here's Bossy with 8 goals in 6 games. He's the top goal scorer in the tournament. Howe behind his own net. Gretzky just standing there. Teams playing at even strength. Howe off to the boards. Out at center ice. Miller off the boards. Bourque is back to get it with Christian there. Howe moves in now. Howe getting set. He shoots it right on. It's steered into the corner. Now behind the net. Along the boards. Howe can't knock it down, and it slides all the way down into the United States zone. Howe back to get it. Dion forechecking straight up the ice, and it's knocked down at center ice by Bourque. He leaves it for Lafleur. Lafleur, Hartsburg. Hartsburg back. Bourque. Bourque crossing his line, ahead for Dion, offside as he took it over 2 lines and is called back for a face-off just inside the Team Canada line. Canada Cup 81 will continue in a moment. From the face-off, Gainey shooting it in. Larson clearing it in front of his own net. Eaves ahead. At center ice for Johnson to Miller. Warren Miller down over the line, trying to circle the defense. He feeds it into the corner. Duguay there. Duguay straight up ice. Icing will be the call as Larson goes back to get it. And it'll be brought back down into the Team Canada zone again. This program is copyright and strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or exhibition of this game without the express written permission of the CTV Television Network or Harcom Consultants Limited is strictly prohibited. Face off to the right of Mike Liut. A little conversation going on at the boards between Butch Goring and Brian Engblom. Now they're in position to take the draw. Will be Duguay from the face-off. It's cleared back to the blue line. Here's Langway. Shot right on. It's loose in front. They shot it wide. As parked right out in front of the net there was Kristoff. Now Kristoff again turning under a lot of pressure. Team Canada trying to get loose. Dallafus feeding it in. Broughton getting set. Gainey into the corner. Beck. United States putting the pressure on Canada. Engblom off the boards. Beck along the boards on this side. Keeping it in is Morrow behind the net. Langway going in deep. Dugay's there. Goring goes in to pin it in, and Team Canada having a lot of trouble getting out of their end.
Team USA, they realize they've got to come ahead here. We have a little bit of a hassle going on between Langway and Duguay, but Team United States know what they have to do. They're coming at Team Canada here early in this period. They want to get back in this hockey game, and they realize if they're going to get in the game, they got to do it early.
There's Darryl Sittler picking in this game. Darryl, of course, the hero of the 1976 Canada Cup. That overtime goal in the second game of the best-of-3 playoff against Czechoslovakia. There's Al McNeil, part of the coaching group handling Team Canada. Red Berenson somewhere up in the stands watching things. He's at the other end of that headset. And Scotty Bowman, of course, running the bench. Just from the face-off now back to the point. Langevin winding up the shot, just drips wide of the net. Robinson against the boards. Middleton, he overskated it. Here's Howe trying to get set. Middleton knocking it down. And finally, it's poked out to center ice. Langevin backing into his own zone. Howe to Langevin. Langevin starting out against the boards for Christian. Christian shooting it in. And Potvin's back to get it. Potvin. Next goal in this game could be very, very important. Now along the line, it's out to center ice. Momentum seems to have swung favor of the United States as they continue to pressure Team Canada. At center ice, moving up ice. Robinson just wrists it down to the line, but Christian comes right back with it. Christian shooting it in. And back to get it will be Potvin. Potvin behind his net. Straight ahead. Gere ahead for Middleton. Middleton trying to kick it up onto his stick. Lost sight of it. Against the boards, it's Miller back into his own zone. Larson, number 28 for the United States. Larson with that big booming shot, and he fires it in there, and Liut holds onto it and halts further play. Canada Cup 81 will continue in a moment. 58 remaining in the third period. Canada leading by 2. It's 3-1. Face-off will be to the left of Mike Liut. Brian Trottier to take the draw against Mike Eaves. From the face-off, USA wins the draw. The puck is shot wide of the net by Larson from the point. Bossy clears it out. Larson at center ice. Larson down to the line. Bourque makes a move to get by Johnson to the left wing for Trottier. He wrists it in wide of the net, and it hits the dasher and goes up over the glass and into the crowd and called for a faceoff.
Team Canada hasn't had a shot in this period, and we're almost into the first 5 minutes. Team USA putting on that pressure. They have nothing to lose here. They've got to get back in this hockey game, and they're going to press and press and press. What Team Canada has to do is they have to be patient enough so that Team USA, perhaps in their eagerness to get back in the game, get everybody caught, and they can break out of their own zone and get something going for themselves.
Hartsburg clearing it in behind the net now, and starting out is Larson. Ahead for Miller. He's over the line. Miller around the boards. Johnson's there on the far side, but it's Bourque who picks it up and just shoots it out to center ice, and Larson's got it again. Larson to Dunn. Hits the line with it. Miller shooting it in. The United States will make a change. Coming out of his own zone is Bourque. He loses possession of it under the checking of Johnson. Over the line comes Talafas. He's checked on the far boards in deep, and it's cleared in by Langway and held for a face-off by Liut. Little shoving going on inside the Team Canada zone. A fairly quiet tournament. No majors have been handed out. Had a penalty shot this afternoon, Tom.
No misconducts either, I don't think.
No misconducts.
And, you know, that shows you that really, you know, that when there is top hockey being played and everybody is so conscious of what they have to do in order to win, that we don't have those misconducts. You don't have the majors. You don't have as many cheap shots.
Looking at Steve Kristoff of the Minnesota North Stars. Engblom along the boards. Lafleur leaving it. Here comes Tian at center ice. Gretzky's cruising out at center ice himself. He gets the pass, brings it over the line. Gretzky rolling it into the slot. Beck moving in. Beck clearing it in front, and it's knocked down at the defense, and coming right back out is Neil Broughton to Talafas. Ahead for Kristoff. Over the line. He drops it for Broughton. His shot's right on. And here comes Canada with Gretzky at center ice along with Beck. Gretzky over the line. Drops it for Beck. Gretzky gets it back again. Holds onto the puck, rolls it in front, and it's batted out of midair by Dion, but it hit a defenseman. At center ice, Broughton over the line, one-on-one. The bouncing puck is picked up off the ice by Liut, and with Kristoff right there, he holds on. We'll have another face-off.
Well, Liut, very wisely, you know, when they start going end-to-end, he should slow this play down. You don't want to start going end-to-end. We've got the 3-1 lead. You don't want to get into a shooting war where people are going up and down. I'm sure Scotty Bowman would be very content. Get the puck out, boys. Get it in the far end. Make the easy play. Don't be getting too fancy. We've got the 2-goal lead. Make sure we get it out. Make sure we keep that puck in and not all three forwards being caught too deep.
Well, to take the draw against Butch Goring will be Miller, Bob Miller. Puck is cleared along the boards and out to center ice, and back to get it at his own blue line is Dave Langevin. Clears it down through the Team Canada line. Robinson ahead. Goring, good move, and he's hauled down. There'll be a penalty to Langevin as the puck goes into the corner. Howe holds it in there, and Canada will have a power play advantage, but their power play has not been what you'd consider brilliant in this hockey game. The penalty coming at the 5:49 mark.
Butch Goring just making a little move to his backhand. Langevin getting his stick in front of him. No question about the trip as he pulls down Butch Goring at the USA blue line.
Langevin not pleased. New York Islander who hails from St. Paul, Minnesota. 5:49, tripping Langevin. Face-off will be to the left of goaltender Tony Esposito. Trottier, Middleton, Bossy, Potvin, and Robinson on the points.
Team USA penalty, number 26, Dave Langevin, 2 minutes for tripping at 5 minutes, 49 seconds.
They'll have Morrow, young hands out there as penalty killers along with Bob Miller. And from the face-off, also out there is Langway. Potvin in against the boards. Bossy out to Robinson at the point. Over for Potvin. Potvin rolls it into the corner. There's Middleton. Middleton behind the net for Trottier, but he can't reach it. Robinson moves in. A shot, and it's a blast that just misses the net. Potvin over for Robinson. Robinson to Middleton. Middleton just standing there now with young hands on top of him. Now back out to Robinson. Over for Potvin. The shot, and I don't think Tony Esposito saw that. Middleton now is checked behind the net by Morrow, and the puck is cleared down the ice. Liut out of his net as Potvin goes back to get it. Potvin coming out of his zone. Potvin ahead for Trottier. Trottier across the line with Middleton. Fed behind the net. Middleton gets it against the boards. Over for Trottier. Back to Middleton behind the net. Bossy coming out in front. And it's Langway who comes up with the puck. He feeds it, but off the stick of Bossy. And it'll be called for a face-off with 1:03 remaining in the penalty to Langevin.
Denny Potvin, a very, very skillful player. He was responsible for keeping that puck in. You know, being a left shot and playing the right point, he just took the puck off the boards in his backhand, tipped it to his forehand, moves it right across to Robinson, all in one motion, keeping that puck on. Great point play with Robinson and Potvin on the Team Canada power play.
This power play looking a little better for Canada, but they still haven't had a shot. As a matter of fact, haven't had a shot in this period. Zion, Hartsburg, over the line, and it's chipped right back out to center ice by Eaves, and back to get it in his end is Bourque. Bourque ahead for Lafleur. Lafleur trying to get it to Gretzky. It's off the boards. Deep in his end is Richie Dunn. He gets into the blue line, not out as Bourque moves in. Bourque parked in the corner. Bourque looking for a man now. Dion's out in front. Gets it behind the net. Out in front. There's the shot by Hartsburg, who was moving in from the point position. There'll be a penalty for Raymond Bourque as the United States feeds it down into Team Canada territory. Lafleur will touch it. And we'll have a penalty called to Raymond Bourque. Canada Cup 81 will continue in a moment.
Bourque, 2 minutes for hooking at 7 minutes, 22 seconds.
27 seconds remaining in the penalty to Langevin. So they'll have a minute and 33 seconds of power play advantage should there not be any more penalties called, as Morrow from the face-off clears it into the corner on the far side, and Gainey's after it in there. Also moving in is Langway. The puck comes to the boards on this side. The shot. Gainey chips it out to center ice, and out to get it is Langway. Gainey on top of him as Langway's in his own zone, feeds it straight up ice. Now coming down to the line, it's Neil Broughton. He's checked by Robinson to Goring, to Gainey, to Goring again. Over for Robinson, over the line, the shot, and he's over the top of the net with that. It may have been off Esposito's pad. Goring in the corner, along with Morrow. A couple of teammates during the regular season as the puck comes out to center ice, leading the rush is Christoph as he hits the line. Potvin takes it right from him, and it brings it back out to center ice. A minute 14 left now, and a power play advantage that the Team USA currently enjoys as Langway gets it off to Eaves. At center ice, it's Eaves over the line. Hammered off the boards, Beck back to cover up. Beck along the boards, he chips it out to the point, not out. Dunn with a shot, it deflects wide. Had Liut off balance on that play. Now into the corner it goes. Trottier in there battling for it, covering up on the play and shooting it to center ice, Brian Engblom. 41 seconds left in the power play. Back to get it, Richie Dunn. 3-1, Canada leading. They scored their 3 goals in the first period. The United States scored its goal in the second period. We're in the third period now. It's over the line. Larson's forced to his backhand, now gets set, shoots it around behind the net. Eaves behind the net. Trying to get it in front. He does. The shot is right on, and Liut is right there, and Engblom takes it to the corner. He's checked there by Christian. And they hold it in there for a face-off with 12 seconds remaining in the penalty. Canada Cup 81 will continue in a moment. Third period team, rather, from the face-off. The puck is cleared behind the net. Now here's Gainey against the boards. He turns, but it's Gorens who traps it, but then can't hold it. Langevin backing into his own zone. He gets a return pass. Over to this side. The penalty is over now as the puck is out at center ice. Over the line, intended for Miller. Out of his net is Liut. He leaves it for Robinson. Robinson, who can move. He hits the line, comes to center ice. Robinson behind the net. It is Duguay battling for it in there. And out in front it comes, but Langevin alertly cleared it out of harm's way. Now here's Duguay. Gainey takes a whack at it. Players go down, no penalty. Duguay shooting it in. Langevin behind his own net. Howe gets the pass. Howe inside his own line, clears it over to the far side. Langevin tracking it down there. He's up at center ice and shoots it in, and Gillies goes back for it. Off the boards, Potvin. Potvin to center ice. The lead pass now to Bossy. Stops up. Nice move. Leaves it for Potvin. Clears it to the side of the net. Gillies just pokes it off into the corner. And now for the United States, it's Broughton. Broughton over to the far side. Langway to Talafas at center ice. Talipus hits the line, tries to feed it in for Kristoff. It's cleared out to center ice, and Morrow has it. Over to the far side, Langway. Langway, Talipus, number 19, to Broughton. Over the line for Kristoff. Gets a good move and then shot wide as he made the move on the defense. Now in the corner, Broughton. Behind the net, Kristoff. But covering up is Gretzky. Gretzky tried to bang it off the boards, trying to get it out, and it's trapped at the blue line. Broughton into Kristoff. He takes a good hit from Robinson. Over to the far side, now at center ice for Bossy. Bossy flipping it in. Team Canada making the change as Gretzky goes in. Broughton gets the pass, and he shoots it out and down into the Team Canada zone. Liut leaving it there for Bourque. Bourque. Good rushing defenseman from the Boston Bruins. Bourque shooting it in. Lafleur racing in there along with Dunn. Dunn's got the puck behind the net for Miller. Miller under the checking of Lafleur. Langevin moves in. He shoots it out over center ice, and Bourque will go back for it. A race for the puck as Eaves is there, but Bourque touches it first, and it's called on the icing. 8:24 left in the third period. Canada Cup 81. Since they have called since he joined the National Hockey League in 1968, Tony Esposito, who has played for Team Canada, now playing for the United States. Richie Dunn, number 3 for the U.S. He's checked on the play. Here's Dion with Lafleur cutting in front. Dion getting set. He flipped it in front, and Esposito intercepted that flipped pass and prevented further play. Gretzky tried to hold it in, but he couldn't get it over to Lafleur, who had his back to the play. Now the puck is cleared over the line. Loose inside the blue line. Bourque just cleared it off the boards and out to center ice. Miller sending it back. Dunn at his own blue line, a hit for Eaves, but it deflected right to Hartsburg to Dion. Dion to Lafleur. He winds up, fakes the shot, clears it in front. But Gretzky, there's Dion. He shoots, he scores! Lafleur to Gretzky to Dion.
Team Canada bench is off there to congratulate the scorers, but Lafleur just turns quickly and throws that puck. In fact, Tony O was a long way out. Wayne Gretzky, it seems like he had eyes in the back of his head when Lafleur threw that puck all the way across. And Gretzky, as he does so well, you know, he's got that 30-year-old head on a 20-year-old body. He threw that puck just where it had to be, right on Dion's stick, and he made no mistake with it in frund of the net. And a very important goal at this point for Team Canada. They weren't doing very much. It was only their second shot of the period. They've been sort of sitting back and letting Team USA come to them. But a very important goal for Team Canada.
Dion from Gretzky and Lafleur at 12-18 for Dion, his 4th goal of the tournament, and it's a big one. 4-1, Canada leading. Puck is cleared to the line, a hard check at the line, but covering up and moving in on the net now is Gorance. He took the shot, but it's wide. Puck is against the boards and out at center ice. Here's Goring. Goring with Middleton, 2-on-1. Middleton gets the pass back to Goring, but it was intercepted. Good defensive play. Puck is cleared off the boards. Out at center ice now for Miller. Miller clearing it in. Potvin there. Potvin shooting it up center ice past Goring. They clear it right back in again. Robinson at the side of his own net. Robinson one-handing that puck, and here he comes. The big bird, Larry Robinson, at center ice. He's over the line. Try to get it through to Trottier. It's loose inside the zone. The United States takes over as Broughton gets it out to center ice. Bourque over the line. Trottier. Trottier's shot. It's blocked, and it's cleared back out to center ice. Team Canada defense changing on the play. Bourque goes back. For Hartsburg. Hartsburg off the boards. Gillies can't reach it. Morrow.
Getting it ahead. Talipus.
Shoots it back for the United States. Langway shooting it in. Hartsburg's back there. Behind the net for Bourque. Bourque off the boards, intended for Gillies. He leaves it. We've got another 2-on-1 with Trottier to Bossy. Bossy, 3-on-1 now. Bossy took the shot as Bourque became the 3rd man. Now here's Hartsburg. His shot's right on. Team Canada starting to apply pressure now as the puck is cleared to center ice. Raymond Bourque back there. Covers up. Broughton's got it at center ice. Hooks it back to Morrow. Over to Langway. Langway ahead for Broughton. Johnson. Johnson's over the line. Johnson. He's checked by Bourque. Bourque at center ice. Ahead for Hartsburg. Hartsburg. Lafleur. He gets it ahead for Gretzky. What a play. Over the line it comes, but it's cleared right back out again. Now here's Miller. Miller coming down over the line. He's checked by Hartsburg from behind. Potvin covers up. Gretzky. Gretzky unable to get loose as Eaves is right on top of him. He's been all over the ice, has Eaves, in this game. At center ice. Miller fans on it under the checking of Gretzky. Now here's Dion on top of Larson. Ahead for Dunn. Dunn's over the line along with Eaves, but it's cleared away from him out to center ice. Larson. He nearly put it right on the stick of Gretzky. Now Eaves trying to get in. And it is Dion who chops it away. Johnson. Mark Johnson over the line for Dunn. There's the shot. It's wide. Now it's Christian bouncing it into the side of the net. It's held for a face-off by Mike Liut. Canada leading this one. 4:53 left in the third period. Behind the net, Potvin. Canada leading by 3. Gets it out off the stick of Gainey to center ice. Gainey to Goring. Goring with Middleton over the line. Goring shot's blocked. It rolls down to Esposito, and he holds on for the face-off.
Well, down 3 goals with only 4:40 remaining in the game now. Team USA is taking all kinds of gambles. They're pressing right down.
The 2-on-1s and 3-on-1s.
The Team Canada is now breaking out, but they might as well, because being down this much with this much left in the hockey game, they've got to take that chance at the blue line. They've got to try to keep it in. They've got to gamble a little bit. They're going to hope to get back in the game with a quick goal.
Well, Eaves comes off the bench. Eaves has been just excellent for the United States in this game. Howe behind his own net. Howe just standing there. Goring in forechecking. Goring, number 91, is cleared right to the line, and Middleton has to keep it outside. Now fed it back in. There'll be a delayed offside as Gainey went in to touch it against Howe, and we'll have a face-off outside the blue line with 4:25 remaining in regulation time. There's Bob Gainey. What a job he and Goring have done in this tournament. Gainey drew an assist on the first goal of the game. The goal scorers in the game, Engblom and then Bossy with 2, and Canada led 3-0 at the end of the first period. Eaves scored on a power play with just 26 seconds remaining in the second period. It was 3-1, but Canada has now opened it up to 4-1 as a defenseman fell on the play. That was Langway. Talafas inside the blue line. Also been good for the United States in this game. Now Broughton hits the line. He's checked by Trottier. Bossé, Team Canada seems to have picked up its play considerably here now in the late stages of the hockey game, and an offside on that one as the pass was behind Gillies, and we'll have a face-off. Canada Cup 81 will continue in a moment. A doubtful starter, really, in this Team Canada setup because of a separated shoulder suffered during the Stanley Cup last year. But how he has played, he and Bossy and Gillies. It's made up an excellent line, an all New York Islander line, as Broughton brings it to the Team Canada line. And a good move there by Bossy as Bossy then feeds it ahead for Trottier. Trottier fighting off a check from Broughton, gets in over the line. Here's Gillies getting set over to Bossy. He shoots, and it's right on. Now behind the net. Moving in is Gillies. Gillies out to the blue line. Bourque keeps it in, bats away at it, and it's brought away to center ice. Christoph carrying the puck at center ice. He gets it down to the line, and Gillies is right there to chop it back out to center ice. Langway hoists it in, a bouncing puck. Backboard is Hartsburg. Hartsburg straight ahead. Gillies has it from Trottier. Now over the line as Lafleur goes after it along with Dunn. Chop back for Johnson. Off the skate of Larson. Now Zion. Zion in against the boards. And cleared out over the blue line to center ice where Miller has it. Miller, Larson off the back of Lafleur. And now deep inside Team Canada territory, it's Robinson. Robinson having trouble handling that puck. Potvin straight ahead. Zion touched it just as he crossed the line. And down to Dunn. Dunn rattles it off the boards at center ice. Potvin fighting the checking of Mark Johnson. Clears it in. Esposito out of his net. Cleared right onto the stick of Zion. He's got Gretzky right in front of the net out to Lafleur. And Lafleur wasn't in a position to get the shot away. Now Lafleur fighting the checking of Miller. Lafleur in against the boards. It's clear to Gretzky. Gretzky, oh, what a move on Dunn. Out in front now to Potvin. His shot is loose in front. And there'll be a penalty for slashing.
Well, Wayne Gretzky very upset with Richie Dunn on the slash, trying at the side of the net. Everybody's crowding around. Whoops, there's a little glove in the nose.
Robinson is very, very upset. I think what Larry's saying is, look, we're leading by 3. No, we don't need any of this stuff.
Wayne Gretzky in that all too familiar place just puts it out. The defenseman moving off the point to get the opportunity, and after he makes that play, there's the slash. He turns around to face Dunn coming into the picture, and this is when the sticks begin to get high and everybody begins to push at one another.
Well, Larry Robinson moving in to have his say on the play. Gretzky has already suffered an injury. It hasn't been a type of injury that take him right out of the lineup, but it has affected his play somewhat. And Robinson pretty upset. And there are going to be double penalties. Potvins going off as well. See Langway and Robinson, a couple of Montreal Canadian defensemen standing there. Both of them wearing the C. Very similar in stature.
La punition à l'équipe des États-Unis au numéro 3, Richie Dunn. 2 minutes pour
So with 2 minutes and 13 seconds remaining.
5, Denis Potvin. 2 minutes pour Rudess.
Will each be playing a man short.
7 seconds. Penalty to Team USA number 3, Richie Dunn. 2 minutes for slashing to Team Canada number 5, Denis Potvin. 2 minutes for roughing at 17 minutes, 47 seconds.
So the face-off will be in the United States end. Gainey, Goring, Beck, along with Engblom. And Langway stays out there for the United States, along with Tom Gorrance. Taking the draw is Christian, and in the corner is Morrow, picking up the puck and giving it to Langway. Langway straight up the ice and all the way down. Engblom will go back for it. And as he touches it, it's called for the icing. And another face-off down in the United States zone.
Well, of course, late in the hockey game, when there's any kind of threat to a player like Gretzky, everybody is going to crowd around and they're going to protect him. They're not going to let him take any needless slash or somebody take a run at him late in the hockey game. He's too important to this hockey team to go into the final game of the tournament.
I think that, more than anything, upset Robinson. Shots on goal. Canada out shooting the United States 21-17 at this moment. Eaves comes off the bench again, along with Broughton. And Christian will come off, along with Gorrance. 4-1, 2:02 remaining in regulation time. From the face-off, Langway, he's checked by Linsman, doing a good job. Here's Engblom. Engblom shot, and it drifts wide of the net. Comes out to Beck at the point. He flips it into Duguay. He fans on it, but it rolls all the way into Linsman. Linsman trying to feed it out in front as Engblom was breaking from the point position. Now it's Morrow. Morrow into the corner for Langway. Ahead at center ice. Eaves to Broughton. Broughton with a good move, but Engblom played the man very well on it. Now in against the boards. Linsman. Engblom. Just at his line, ahead for Linsman. Linsman circles back, 1:26 remaining. Linsman at center ice. Linsman working down to the line. And is checked away from him by Broughton to Eaves. Eaves over the line. Eaves checked by both Engblom and Beck. Loose puck goes to Linsman. Linsman ahead for Duguay. At center ice, Duguay. Stick handling with that puck. Canada just killing it off. Now 1:05 left as the shot drifts over top of the net. Mark Howe. We're in the final minute. Howe gets the return pass from Langevin. Howe misplays that as he hit the line. And it's Bourque who comes up with it against the boards on the far side. At center ice, Christian turning with it, waiting for a mate to get onside. Now it's Johnson. Johnson to Howe. Play completely at the center ice area now. Puck is knocked in over the line. Liut just leaves it there for Hartsburg. 32 seconds left. Ahead.